You absolute fool! What are you doing here? You need to read forth the mighty prayer sheet in order to revive the sacred dragon so that it may lay waste to this world and rain down snakes upon the unworthy!
I'm sorry, who exactly are you supposed to be?
I'm ogdoadic curse!
I'm gonna just go over here now. YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis XL. Alright, welcome me back to the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days, we're doing with a different deck every single day. Today, everybody, is the 79th day, and we're taking a look at the Mitsurugi archetype, which is what I've been curious about, but we haven't yet had a chance to play it. So we're taking a look at the Mitsurugis, gonna be ritual summoning out giant snake boys that like to be tributed, and we're combining those with good old ogdoadics, which are monsters that like to tribute in order to use their effects. So it's a nice little combination of cards. We got ourselves our snake boys in force. We got our snake rains out the wazoo. We're just gonna be summoning out a whole bunch of snake monsters, hitting our opponents really hard, and hopefully they have kaijus and they don't read what our cards do. So we got ourselves our deck here today. We're showing off the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's. We'll have ourselves a good old time. Thanks to Mr. Coco-kun, who made our deck for us today. So big shout out to him. And for now, let's go into the action. We're going to show off this deck, show it how it works, and we'll have ourselves a good old time. So if you want the whole deck profile, it's at the end as always. For now, hit up all the good buttons below. And without further ado, let's get right into the action. Alrighty, our first opponent, another day, another card game. So with our deck, we can go first or second. It's got options for both. Preferably going first, considering how like a lot of the rituals work in this deck. But we can also go second. So with this hand, it's quite nice. Let's go ahead and activate Snake Rain. It's always a good day when you got some Snake Rain. So we're going to go ahead and ditch the usual ogdoadic creatures. Although we already ditched Curse, so I can search out other things as well. So let's send, where is he? Nepthribis, this guy. We'll send Nepthribis just to get him going. And we're going to start with some standard ogdoadic stuff. Bring out Nunu. Bring out the Curse. And this will let me start off with some nice monsters on the board. So go ahead, get rid of Nunu. Bring out the Curse. The Curse will avoid Navia. And that'll give me my Water Lily so I can monster-born stuff. So it'll be a good, nice start here. I mean, I've already got my Amino Murakumo no Mitsurugi. Very nice monster to have. Not the best going first ritual. I find the other one's a little bit better for going first. But this is fine. It's totally fine in dandy. Let's see. So we'll summon out our Ogdoadic Dark. Go ahead and put our two monsters back in the graveyard, just to, have them in the graveyard. And we're going to link off into... let's see. I don't have a Ragnarok in the graveyard, unfortunately. That would have been nice. But it's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and get out our Skeletal Soldier for later. And we're going to activate our Ogdoadic Water Lily. Like I said, we're just going to ditch ourselves a monster of the reptile variety. Because I have 5 different reptiles, I can revive the darn thing. So we'll summon out Mitsurugi no Mikoto. He's the dude. And basically how this dude works is that when he gets summoned out, and I could summon out Nepthribis, but not yet. Not yet. I could, but not yet. I don't want to lock myself in the reptiles just yet. But we're going to go ahead and get our... I'm just going to get my Mitsurugi Ritual for now. I think that'll be just fine, because I already have the Ritual Monster, all the good stuff. The Prayers is good too, but now is not the time. So we're going to activate our Mitsurugi Ritual spell. We're going to Ritual Summon the monster from our hand using the cards in our deck. And in this case, there's a few different things we can go into. Let's see here. Let's go for our Night Sword Serpent, so I get another body on the board. And we'll summon out... Let me think here. Options indeed. Serpentine Princess. Let's go for that. So we'll summon our Amino Murakumo. Nice monster to have going second because he nukes boards and stuff. But it's neither here nor there. So yeah, Nepthrobus, not just yet. Soon, though. I'm feeling soonish. So let's go ahead. Let's keep making up some nice big old monsters. We're going to summon out our Rika. Good old Ragnar Rika's adding a little bit of punch to this deck. We'll summon out our Mantis Monk. We'll activate his effect. We're going to go ahead and banish a couple of our monsters. In this case, I don't have a lot that I want to banish, but it's still something. Let me think here. It's a difficult one. I'm just going to banish a couple monsters, get myself my trap so I can interrupt my opponent's flow. That sort of thing. So we'll go ahead and set a card onto our board. And I'm going to summon out Imperium. Because when this guy gets summoned, I get to draw one card. It's a very straightforward effect, honestly. So let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Let's go ahead and summon out... What typing was my boy again? He's a bug. Okay, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, we'll summon out Big Boy. Ragnarok Stag Sovereign. That way we have some pop on my opponent. I've got... I just got some pops on my opponent, and I've got this big old dude. Let's see. We'll end our turn for now. I think that'll be good. I've got my Mitsurugi. He does have a negation. My opponent, if he plays anything, he can discard a card to stop it, but he can negate anything my opponent does to discard cards, which... You know, it's at least something that makes my opponent think of what they're going to do. You know? I mean, it's a better card when my opponent has less cards in the hand, or has no cards in the hand, especially. But it's either, you know, there. I've got my Mitsurugi. Next turn, provided my Mitsurugi boy lives, which I'm hoping he does, I can tribute him with my ogdoadic monsters, and he'll come right back. That's the cool thing about the Mitsurugi monsters, is that they like to be tributed, which... kind of makes them just like a counter kaiju archetype if you think about it. They you know, your opponent kaijus them, thinking that they're getting rid of their big old rituals, but no, rituals come back. And then if their special summon, Mitsurugi, you know, he's gonna just nuke my opponent's board, destroys all their monsters. So we'll see where this is gonna go. I got a nice setup here. I mean, if he special summons something from the deck, I can just pop 2 cards. I got my Hunting Dance, so I can destroy another card. I've got my Ame no Murakumo. That's gonna be able to negate stuff. Let me think about this. You're playing Argostars, you say. And that will add a card. Okay, I think I'll allow the field spell. I don't think the field spell's a big issue. That one is not the biggest of issues. I'm more worried about, Adra than anything. Alright. Uh-huh. That's quite a few cards you got on your board, sir. I will not doubt it. Let's see here. Let's activate our Hunting Dance. I'm just going to pop the field spell. I feel like, well, I'll just cover the field spell. They don't need to have the home field advantage. That's what my job is. Alright, so now during the standby, this guy's going to play some of his trap monsters. I have this feeling. Alright, so Azaroon is on the board. Let me double check. When this card's in the monster stone is destroyed, would special summon a monster, send this card, do a thing, okay. I might as well. Let's activate our Mitsurugi, make my opponent discard a card, why not? Ah, Poopus. Okay. So you'll get a Poopus on the board. You'll get your other Poopus. Alright. I mean, thankfully his monsters aren't that big. I mean, my monsters are bigger than his monsters, that's a good thing. Ah, the magical stewed. Okay. Let's activate our Nepthrobus's effect. See if we can bait out Azaroon. I think that would be pretty dang good if we could just bring this boy out here. Alright, nope. So we'll summon back out our Nepthrobus. And during the main phase, let's go ahead and do what I was saying we were going to do. So let me double check something. Yeah, thankfully... Okay, he has a monster in the graveyard. I don't think it matters. Let me see. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring out Curse. We'll tribute off of Ame no Murakumo. He can use his Azaroon to negate this effect. You know, but that's totally fine. He's probably not going to. He'd rather try to stop me from reviving my Mitsurugi. But thankfully, I have Nephrobus who can just revive my boy anyway. It doesn't matter. Alright. I will mention during this that the Curse and our Dark Boy also have additional effects that if they do revive from the grave, my opponent gets stuff. Curse gives him a monster back from his grave. Its effects are negated, but he gets a monster back. And the Dark Void gets him a monster to his hand. That's why I'm going for Curse here. Because I'd rather him, you know, not do that. I'd rather him not get this to his hand, because I'm pretty sure this does something. Okay, well, regardless of this, let's go ahead and Mitsurugi. And we will chain blocking with our Curse to revive our Naoya. And we'll see where this goes. I mean, he's got a Poopus, and he will Poopus. I mean, that's pretty busted. He's going to negate Curse and all that. But that's totally fine. This is all part of the plan. Because now I can revive my boy. Why is my boy not... He's just adding me a card. Okay, that's fine too. That's fine too. Let's go ahead and get Mitsurugi prayers. And yeah, then we bring him back. That's right, he does both. I kind of forgot he had both effects, but that's fine. So yeah, Ami and Murachromo just gonna, like, field nuke your board, my friend. I'm sorry to say. You missed the timing. Bad on that one. And my opponent surrenders. Alrighty, well, that is exactly what this deck wants to do. You know, that is what our whole strategy is, you know. Good old Snake Ring, getting our cards from the graveyard, and then we just go for it. We summon out our Mitsurugi. He's going to keep searching up my cards and nuking my opponent. And then the other guy also has some cool effects, which hopefully we'll get to show off as well. You know, there's only 2 of these, what do you call the Mitsurugi ritual monsters. But they have some pretty nice interactions on my opponent. But you get an idea what this deck is about. We're just trying to tribute off our ritual. We're going to try and keep recycling our Mitsurugi monster. And keep searching, nuking, searching, and nuking. It's kind of like playing Volcanics, but with snakes in a way. So, you get an idea what this deck's about. Let's go ahead for duel number 2. Show them more what the deck can do, because there's still a lot of things this deck can do. And I want to try and show off as much as possible. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Alrighty, and a perfect opponent. What about Musashi? Miyamoto Musashi. Let's see where this is gonna go. I think we got the legendary. Musashi didn't fight Yamato nor Orochi, but he could have if he tried to. All right, so we're going second, and that's totally fine. I have a really, really nice opening hand. I got my snake. I got another snake. I've got. Let's see. Remind me how Nyami works again. Red on the grave. Send this card. Change the monster attack to 0. Then it revives itself. Okay, that's pretty good. It's pretty damn good of itself. We're up against. What do you call them? Galaxy Eyes, though. Tachyon dragons. What a tacky strategy, indeed. The only thing I don't like about Tachyon is the fact that they get, like, that counter trap where there's, like, an activate from the hand and negate all my stuff. I've never been a big fan of that card. But that's neither here nor there. We'll see where this is going to go. 7th Tachyon. Animals, same type and or attribute. Get yourself your Schwarzschild Infinitizing Dragon. Showing at that boy and a couple other boys, as you do. I think he's let's see, he can only exceed summon, so he can't make, like, Dragon Lord. Which is good. At the same time, he's still gonna summon out big old Xyz monsters. So we'll see where this is gonna go. We'll see. I mean, yeah, he's got Tachyon Primal. Let's see. Special summons card. Well, he's already done all that, so that's not important. Let's see. 3 level 8s on the board. That's quite a pool of monsters he can be summoning out right now. But I'm imagining it's going to be like Dragluxion or something of that nature. I would think. It is indeed that. I am, in fact, psychic. Alright, so yeah, he's going to summon Dragluxion. That'll add him another Tachyon card. Imagine this is where he gets that counter trap of his, like, a negate all my cool stuff. It's not a fun card. Or get another oh, wait a minute. He's planning to summon this. Oh, never mind. I thought he was going to summon it on my turn to get the trap, but maybe he probably already has it. I'm probably overthinking things, and he already has that. The problem for me right now is that... Let's see. Detach 2 materials. Summon a rank 8 Xyz. And it's going to be number 38. Yep. That's exactly what's going to be. Not ideal for me. Not an ideal sort of thing here. Let's see. Alrighty. Well, my opponent finally just about finished his turn. And oh boy, he made Neo Galaxy Tachyon Dragon. That's quite the beefy dude. Now, let's see, he did put the 107 as material, okay. Well, that does make things slightly more difficult for me, that is true. Let's go ahead. Let me think about this. I think we just roll our bones with Tsuchinoko and see where this goes. It's not gonna be easy to out this. He's got a lot of big monsters, and I only have the one snake. If I had 2 snake rains, I could do something pretty obvious to just annihilate this dude. But I don't. Therefore, I'm gonna have to be a bit more snarky about this. Just a little bit more snarky here. We'll see. But yeah, we'll go see Danger Tsuchinoko. You will Tachyon this. Okay. I activate him again. Okay. I don't know why he thought that was gonna... People do not understand how to deal with, you know, dangers sometimes. Like, Ash Blossom doesn't work on them. That don't work on them either. Let me think here. Let me think about this. There is a lot of things we need to think about with this hand. If I summon out Tokage... I'm just doing some thinking here and some thoughts here. Because he has that ability to completely negate all my effects, which is not great. So we'll summon out Reptilian Kotal. See where that's gonna go. We shall see indeed. Shall see indeed. Let me think about this. Target face of monster attacks becomes 0. That is an option. Huh. And I also can make, like, let's see, I can make Magma. Destroys a monster battle. Target 2 cards and destroy them. The problem is I have to attack Galaxy first. But that still might be the call here, huh? Okay. Alright. I'm willing to roll the bones here. I'm willing to roll the bones. Let's summon out our Geomathmech Magma. We're gonna summon this dude out, because if he beats a monster in battle, I can destroy 2 of my opponent's cards. That way I can wipe out his whole front line. Granted, we don't know what the face down card is yet, and that's probably not a good card for me. But we're going to go ahead and activate our Reptilian Nyami. We're going to put his Hope Harbinger Dragon to 0 attack points. That way, he can't just do whatever he wants to me. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and battle the phase. We'll attack into his Hope Harbinger Dragon, see where this goes. It's really more of a, like, all in, all through here, because if this doesn't work, I'm in a lot of trouble, because this thing has a spell trap negate. Well, it's just a spell negate, but most of our deck is spells anyway. So, it might as well be a spell trap negate. Well, yeah, we'll destroy his Hope Harbinger Dragon, provided he didn't have, like, something to protect us from being destroyed in battle that I'm completely unaware of. I don't think he does, though. There we go. So, yeah, Geomathmech is going to do his thing. Apparently, I can't get rid of Draglubion, which is kind of annoying, but let's see what else we can do. Let's pop his set card, and we'll pop his Tachyon Dragon. Or at least attempt to. Because we still don't know what that set card is. It could be a lot of things, man. I'm mostly just concerned with getting Snake Rain in play here. You had him perm this whole time. Okay, that's weird. It's a little odd, but okay, you do you. You do you. Let me think about this. Then we'll think about that. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and link off into Echidna. When this card gets linked summoned, I can target a monster of my opponent's. Again, I can't target Draglubion because of his effect, but I can make his attack 0. And once per turn, add reptiles from my deck to my hand, equal to the number of monsters my opponent's got with 0 attack. So let's go ahead and get our Aminomura Kumo again. I don't think where this is gonna go. Let me think about this. Yeah, let's activate our Snake Rain. We're gonna go ahead and... Oh yeah, I gotta discard a card. Let me think. Wait a minute. I might have messed that up slightly. Okay. Let's see where this is gonna go. I might have messed that up slightly. Let's go ahead. Yeah, this dude. And let's see, who did I pick already? You always gotta be careful, like, who you're picking here. I've made that mistake before. You don't want to mess up who you'll be sending to the graveyard. So let's get everybody into the graveyard, as we do. And we have lots of snakes, so Snake Rain should not be... Or not Snake Rain, but getting another Lily should not be an issue here. What are you doing? He's got something. I just don't know what on earth he would have. But let's go ahead for Curse. We'll Tribute Offer Echidna. I gotta hurry up with slightly, because I am low on time. But we'll bring back our curse. He can revive a monster, but its effects are gonna be negated, so that's just fine. It's fine. There's nothing he can summon back that'll actually hurt us in any way. I'm 99% sure. What's he gonna do? Summon back Titanic Galaxy? Doesn't even matter. But yeah, let's go ahead and do Curse. Revive Naoya as we do. Yep. Bring back Naoya. This dude's negated. Add ourselves our Water Lily. I need to get Saji into my hand, so let's get ourselves our ogdoadic Water Lily. And let me just double check my... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got plenty. We got plenty of those. Let's activate our Water Lily's effect here. We'll ditch our Mikoto. Go ahead and summon out our Mikoto, as we do. That'll get me on my ritual spell. I can ritual summon out my Mitsurugi, wipe out his board. So that will allow us to do everything we need to do. Also, gotta be careful when you're searching this as well. I will say, because like the ritual spell and the quick play spell, they do have very similar artwork to them. Let's go ahead and summon out our Mitsurugi boy using the cards in our deck. And summon out the biggin, because that will wipe out their board. Very good. Alright, is there anything else I can summon really quick like? I summon Zaylor because he's cool. Why the heck not? So we'll end our turn right there. It's a good, you know, we were able to out the, what do you call these things again? I've already forgot what they're called. We were able to out the Photon Boys, although he's not quite done, is he? Not quite. Well, he is, technically, because I have Aminu Murakumo. He has nothing to discard, therefore 7th Ascension, nothing. Nothing indeed. So we defeated the Legendary Swordsman, folks. Y'all thought I couldn't do it. I didn't think I could either, but you know what? We managed to do so. Partly because my opponent was very foolish with whether we were stopping. You know, if they had saved Tachyon for something more important, that would have been a disaster. We would have lost that duel for sure. But a lot of players forget how exactly their cards work, and they forget how dangers work. And that's a dangerous proposition. So let's go ahead for duel number 3. We got time for one more. We're going to really try to summon out our other ritual now, because that's the one we haven't gotten to do. But let's go ahead. One more duel for today. See what happens, and let's try to get out our second month. Alright, everybody, our third and final opponent, the fight and third last chance at romance. Let's go all through and try to summon out our one remaining ritual monster, because, well, the deck's worked phenomenally well. It's doing exactly what I want it to do. It just hasn't gotten me everything I want. Let's see. Yeah, so let's go ahead and activate our Ragnarok Evil Seed. We'll ditch Ipurina for later. Summon this boy out. It's going to get me a couple Ragnarok cards. It's great that we already have Butterfly here, because then I can banish this card. Or I get hit with Ash Blossom. Okay. We'll have to do something a bit different here. We got our Serpent Strike. Okay. I mean, hand traps are always going to be the annoying thing. But we'll see. Let's go ahead and get Ipurina back. I'll lose an Effect Veiler, but I really need to draw more cards. So let's get Ipurina here. Oh! There you are. There's the guy I was talking about. Okay, that's cool. Granted, it's like the worst time for you to be in my hand. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to go for this. Let's go for our Ragnarok Skeletal Soldier Man. We'll summon out our Wicked Butterfly. And while this is by no means the play I want to do, it's what we have, therefore we're gonna have to do it. So we'll use Mantis Monk's effect here. We'll banish a couple dudes from the graveyard to get our trap card. And this is important because Butterfly in the end phase is going to let me draw another card. It's even better if I had, like, you know, a reptile on the board. That'd be great. But unfortunately, I don't. Because while I can bring back my Skeletal Man, that'll cost me my Mantis Monk. So, not much point to that. But regardless, let's draw another card. That would have been really useful earlier, but okay, whatever. Hand traps. That's such... Hand traps are just such an annoying thing nowadays in Yu-Gi-Oh! They're kind of unavoidable, but at the same time, I don't like to see them. Not very often. You know, I'll play them on occasion, too, but if I can avoid them, I will. Except at least in Perm, you can kind of get around. Let's see. Future Silencio. Let's see. Gonna get the Golden Sarcophagus. Alright. Or a card that mentions it. Okay, I gotta remind myself. I think the Sarcophagus has protection, though. I don't remember. Ugh, Golden Sarco. Okay. Let's see. No, this does not have protection to it, which is good for me. Hopefully, not for you. So I'm just gonna pop the Shining Sarco here. Get rid of that. If he has another one, nothing I can do about it. If that's all he had, we're good for a turn. We're at least good for now, let's call it. So let's see what we draw into. Let me think about that. Let's activate our Serpent Strike. No, I don't want to get rid of Mitsurugi. Wait, why have I nothing to get... why did... oh, yeah, it's because he's the Earth guy. That's the reason. The reason I can't summon anybody else is because Nipperina's Earth. And it has to have a different attribute, unfortunately. You know what? No, this time I say the nay. That time I say the nay, sir. There should be no more ash blossoms here. I will draw my one... Who stops one draw? Seriously. How petty are you? Anyway, because of our ogdoadic Serpent Strike here, my opponent sends a monster to the grave, so I get to send something to the grave. So we're going to go ahead and immediately send off our Night Sword Serpent, so I get another body on the board. Let's see here. Yep. Summon out our Night Sword Serpent. We're going to special summon our... this could search me more stuff, though. Let's put our Seed back on the bottom of the deck. We'll summon out our Beetle Boy. And let's see, what else can I activate right this second? Like, I could bring out the big guns, I suppose. Let me think about that. You know what? No. Tooth Tsuchinoko. I'm gonna put this boy on the board here. Is there anything else I can make? I can make a Echidna. Oh, I probably shouldn't have summoned out Tooth Tsuchinoko. Hey, either way, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and make ourselves our Echidna. When Echidna gets summoned, I can make my opponent's attack points 0. It's only the one monster, but it's still something. But we'll go ahead and use Echidna's other effect. So I get a search. Get another monster to my hand. I could have gotten Saji there. I kind of blanked on that one, but it's whatever at this point. I'll get Soji for later. I'll get him for next turn. I think that'll be fine. So let's go ahead and get our Saji. Get that to my hand. And let me think about this. Let's see. Bring back another monster. That does sound pretty nice. Yeah, let's go ahead for a Ragnarika Selene Snapper here. We're going to go ahead and use our 3 dudes. Bring out Selene Snapper. Because of our Samurai Beetle, it's going to go ahead and bring back Epirina. Not that it matters, but I'm going to do it anyway. I was going to bring back Epirina because I can. It's a once per turn thing. But either way, let's go ahead and use Snapper's effect. I'm going to go ahead and banish just the one monster and pop my opponent's back row. Just in case it's something annoying. It's kind of annoying. But let's go ahead, get Epirina off of our board here. Get ourselves Skeletal Man back. And that way I can go for... oh yeah, I'm locked into Reptile specific because of Echidna. So I can't summon like the biggest of dudes. But I have a decent enough start. You know, let's just attack with everything. Not overcomplicate things. Let's attack into my opponent with everything we got. I can't make Stag Beetle. But that's neither here nor there. Tis neither here nor there. We'll attack with everything. Alright, very good. And let's go ahead and summon out our Chain Coils. Just in case. Summon out Chain Coils. Who's in the graveyard? Mantis Monk. Yeah, I don't need Mantis Monk right now. I think we're fine. So, we'll see where this is going to go here. We shall see indeed. And my opponent surrenders. Alright. You know what? Do I want to go for a 4th duel? I mean, we've done most of what we want to do with the deck, so... I think I'm just going to end it for today, because I'm a little busy having to finish up all the decks for Troll Week, or not Troll Week, but Goat Week, so... Let's just call it for today. Let's go into the end screen. We'll talk more about today's deck. Alrighty, everybody. So, our Mitsurugi ogdoadic snakes did pretty dang good today. We were able to summon out our Ritual Boy to nuke my opponent's board. Our Snake Boys were in the graveyard, so I can use their effects. And we were able to do a good chunk of what this deck does like to do. It's pretty straightforward to get down to it. You're just trying to bring out your Ritual Boy, nuke your opponent's board, you tribute off your monster with your curse and your, I forget this guy's name all the time, alert, good old alert. Just bring them back with your search out cards, and then annihilate your opponent from there. It's pretty straightforward to get down to it. Now, we focused a lot on Mitsurugi. Our boy Mitsurugi here, Mitama, he has a really nice effect as well. We combined with our Tsuchinoko here, which unfortunately we didn't get to see today, but it's just a nice little 1-2 punch using a really old card that doesn't see a lot of play. So it's just a really nice combo we can do to flip on my opponent's monsters face down. It's a nice thing. We didn't get to see it, but that's okay. Sometimes we don't get to see everything. So, with our deck today, though, we got to show off a good chunk of what it does like to do. We summoned out our rituals, we did our ogdoadic thing, and we got to summon out Magma, too. You know, you got to at least do part of what he wants to. He's not just material for Bitch Balkan. No, he is a proud warrior man. But yes, that was our deck, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, smack the like button and consider subscribing to help the channel keep on a-growing. Keep on a-growing indeed. So, here's the deck profile. Take it out. Again, thanks to Mr. Coco-kun for making this deck for us today. It turned out pretty dang good. So, for our deck today, we have 1 copy of our Nephthyribis, 1 copy of Alert, 2 copies of Curse, 1 Bonus, 1 copy Ragnarika Butterfly, 1 copy Mitsurugi Kusanagi, 1 copy Serpentine Princess, 1 copy Reptilian Kodal, 3 copies of Mitsurugi Saji, 1 copy of Serpent Knight Dragon, Night Sword Serpent. Different card entirely. 1 copy of Armored Lizard, 2 copies of Naoya and Nunu, 1 copy of our Terrain Tsuchinoko, 2 copies of Ragnarika Beetle, 1 of the original Tsuchinoko, 1 Ash Blossom, 1 Ghost Bell, 1 Ipparina, 1 Reptilian Yami, 1 Effect Veiler, 3 Ragnarika's Evil Seed, 1 each of Amino Murakumo Mitsurugi and Futsu no Mitama no Mitsurugi, 3 copies of Snake Rain, because it's a reptile deck, you gotta do it. 3 copies of our Ogdoadic Water Lily for sending cards to the graveyard in revivals. 1 Day of Beast for 1 Day of Beast. We have our 1 copy of Mitsurugi Ritual, 3 copies of Mitsurugi Prayer, 3 copies of Cross-Eyed Designator, 1 copy of Ogdoadic Daybreak, 1 copy of Ragnarika Plume, 1 Ragnarok, where is it? Ogdoadic Serpent Strike, there it is. We have a 1 Mitsurugi Great Purification, which is a really nice card for, like, negating anything. It's not a counter trap or nothing, but it does tribute our stuff, so that's really cool. And then lastly, we have our Ragnarika's Hunting Dance for popping cards. Now, that's the extra deck. We have 1 Echidna for searching, 2 Skeletal Soldiers for setting up. We have our Alien Shock Trooper, which can revive a whole bunch of reptiles from the grave, so that's a really cool thing when that happens. 1 Ragnarok Magnus Monk. I can't talk. 1 Ragnarika Selene Snapper, 1 copy of Zerrol, 1 copy Chain Coil, 1 copy Sovereign, 2 copies of King of Feral Imps, 1 Reptilian Hydra, 1 Geomathmech Magma, 1 Reptilian Melusine, and 1 Phantasmalord Ultimate Bish Balkan. As for the side deck, if you find that you're getting yourself going second too often, and your opponent's going too crazy, go for Nibiru. There's some worms in here as well, which do have effects for tributing your monsters, so it's a bit of a stretch, but if you could summon out Worm King alongside of Mitsurugi, you can tribute Mitsurugi, pop one of your opponent's cards, and then this guy comes back and nukes the boards and searches. It's really cool when that goes off. It's just very niche to happen. That's basically why we run all these different worms as well. I mean, technically it's just for attacking multiple times, but that's why we run the King and the Queen. We also have things like Molcharmy. Again, if you're going second a lot, you just want more draws, that's the thing. There's things like Death Amulet for negating my opponent's attacks, which I don't know why I would play this specifically, but, you know, Coco said yes, so that's what we do. And then, of course, we have Unwavering Bond. If you're up against a Pendulum player and you don't want to duel with them, I would also recommend maybe 1 copy of Imperm to go along with, you know, our Cross-Eyed Designator, but that's just me. Imperm is a potential weakness of this deck, so if you're worried about Imperm, I would throw in 1 Imperm. So that's the day for 79, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tomorrow is day 80. We're in the final stretch, almost. It's 100 days. I gotta come up with a new background for the videos, but regardless, thanks very much for watching, everybody. Tomorrow's deck is the Odeon Trap deck, and we're gonna be going hardball because we're not playing no Raw. No. We're real men. We play Uriah here. So, we got our deck there. Till tomorrow, everybody. Y'all stay safe and happy. You have a wonderful day. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.